Greetings, my friends. This is Old Tom Gin, and we are returning to my playthrough of Fallout 4, my permadeath run on survival mode. Well, Nick and I have come back to Diamond City, and we've come back for a particular reason to talk to Piper, who is the quote-unquote expert on all things related to the Institute. Of course, out here, that doesn't really say much. Most people don't know anything about the Institute, and Piper doesn't really know that much either. But you know what? She definitely put in a good word for me with the people of Diamond City, so we're gonna go talk to her. Give her the scoop on this one.
Well, Nikki Valentine walks into my office for a change.
What can I say, Piper? You, me, and hard luck all seem to run together like acid rain down an old sewer.
You, including your client here in that analogy? So, you two are finally letting me in on this little case of yours. What's the story?
Where do you want me to start? The part where Kellogg turned out to be working for the Institute, or the part where he told me they have Sean?
The Institute. Oh boy. I've been investigating these creeps for over a year now. The Commonwealth's boogeyman. Feared and hated by everyone.
True enough.
Sometimes they snatch people in the middle of the night, and sometimes they leave old synths behind to remind us that they're out there, but to this day, there's one thing nobody really knows.
Where the Institute actually is. Or how to get in.
Exactly. But there's one person who has to know, right? The guy who just handed them Sean.
Kellogg? Huh.
Whatever you're thinking, it doesn't matter. He's dead.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't gonna go quietly the moment I saw him.
So, a murderer and a kidnapper gets his brains blown out by an avenging parent. Huh. Be a great ending if we didn't still have the biggest mystery in the Commonwealth to solve.
Well, so what now?
Gets his brains blown out. Huh. His brains. You know, we may not need the man at all.
You're talking crazy here, Nick. Got a fault in the old subroutines?
Look, there's a place in Goodneighbor called the Memory Den. Relive the past moments in your mind as clear as the day they happened. If anyone could get a dead brain to sing, it'll be Doctor Amari, the mind behind the memories.
Who's Doctor Amari?
I'll let her give you her life story in person. Let's stay focused. I guess we're gonna need a piece of Kellogg's brain. Enough gray matter to bring to Amari and find out if this is going to work.
Jesus, Nick. Gross. Seriously?
I know it's grisly, but what choice do we have? We got no leads, nothing. That old Merc's brain just might have all the secrets we need to know.
I think I already have something. Kellogg had this thing attached to his head.
Cybernetics, huh? We may have just won the lottery.
Whether we're riding this crazy brain train or not, we can't all go running across the Commonwealth, so who's coming with you?
I have to go to the Memory Den either way, if I'm going to introduce you to Amari. But if you want to head there together, just say so.
In this case, I think I'm gonna take you, Piper. We'll meet you there, Nick.
Sounds good. You two stay out of trouble. Don't worry. We're gonna get your boy back. Just a few more steps.
So, I mentioned last time that I discovered that Nick's enhancement, or perk, was not quite as good as I had hoped it would be. However, Piper's is actually more valuable than I thought it would be. Oh, nothing much, I'm just robbing you blind. But I can make more use of this than you can. So, you know, I think it's worth it. Oh, a paint can? You keep a paint can in your washing machine? Mine now. Let's head out, Piper. Yeah, Piper actually, her gift of gab actually has more, a few more applications than...
Big, loud,
is
for
actually
corrupt
obvious in the
officials
game
and hard-nosing citizens.
description.
But it's
If you
home.
look in the wiki, it tells you it's got a couple of things for speech checks, and that's a little bit worth doing. Now, Piper has issues. Certainly, her weapon isn't particularly effective. She's not particularly effective in combat. And as with other companions, I'm going to pretty much use her as a mule and keep her off to the side most of the time. But yeah, I think, and the beautiful thing about Piper is you can get her her perk without doing any particular quest. You just have to give her advice. So that's pretty sweet. So basically, I think it's I've got Codsworth's perk already, so he's pretty much settled. I'll probably pick up Piper's perk. I don't think I'll pick up Nick's because I don't really need that much help with hacking attempts. Like I said, I'll just grab him if I need hacking. Not that I don't like Nick and I love his backstory, but his quest is a little bit more lethal, shall we say, dangerous, and I cannot risk it. Who else? Well, Paladin Dance is pretty good, but I'm not going to be going for him. I might see if I can come up with an excuse to hire McCready. I do like that headshot bonus that he provides when he teaches you the ways of the sniper. I am, after all, a sniper at heart here in this game. Satisfying his stuff is a little bit trickier, though, because again, he's got a quest. The quest is dangerous. It deals with some gunners. Tricky. I don't know. We'll think about that one. What I'm going to do right now, though, I'm going to take a quick pit stop, introduce Piper to the old homestead. I mean, it's not much of a homestead now, but I have taken the liberty of removing the dead bodies from outside, so that's pretty nice. Well, okay, not all the dead bodies. Let's never mind this. Maid hasn't gotten here yet. Codsworth is due here any day now. I'll just to put this in the pile over here. Sorry about that. It's grisly, man. Just like Nick said, it's grisly business here in the Commonwealth. But what we are going to do briefly is I want to make sure that the defenses here are absolutely as good as they can possibly be. So I'm going to install actually another machine gun turret next to that one. I want two machine gun, because really the thing that I have learned, and again, this is certainly not a unique observation, is with machine gun turrets, it's all about focused fire. It's all about there's really very little reason that I've seen in the past to build the Mark II or whatever type. The Mark I's are fine. They do the job. It's just you gotta have more than one. That's the trick. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm actually going to put in another one over here. Well, we can do that later. We don't need to do that right now. I'll just dump off some of my goods here that I'm hauling around. Make sure that we're not weighed down. There we go. And now we're going to head on out. Well, I should take a bite to eat before I go. And level up, for that matter. Notice that I made a level in there, which is terrific. I think, do I have any other? I have some squirrel on a stick. So, quick level up. And what are we doing for level up? Well, this has been overdue for a while. I definitely want to take another level of gun nut. And why do I want to do that? Because I've got some weapons that are really pretty nice, but I need to push them to the next level, because we're getting up to that level very quickly, very rapidly here, where we are soon going to run into more formidable enemies, and I need to be able to deal with them. So let's see right off the bat what we can do, particularly speaking with our tactical combat shotgun. I did not enhance this thing. Oh, look at that! Look at the same problem I had before. I have no oil. Oh, damn me. Okay. Calibrated power seal. Oh, look at that! I still can't quite get it up to where I would like it to be. But actually, it's the damage. I mean, an advanced receiver obviously is, holy smoke, 183 damage. I mean, that's That's something else. That is something else. But it turns out I need more oil. Even more oil than Piper can provide from her household. So I think we're going to need to go back and check the merchants one more time. We actually, you know what? We might actually hold off because I think I've cleared out the merchants there previously. They didn't have a lot of oil. I think we're going to go over to Goodneighbor and worry about that later. I'm pretty sure that the shotgun will do me, even at its current limited damage, pretty serviceably if I need it. And I really haven't used it that much as of yet. So far the old pistol has been all that I need. And as we saw last time, or a few sessions ago, the Diamond City security was kind enough to help me out with some of those raiders in that alleyway. I'm just curious. Obviously, I'm not going to... Alright. Alright, so... I think we're going to go back to the pistol for now. If only because my VATS on the pistol is just absolutely astounding. And as we have discovered, VATS is what keeps you alive, folks. At least what has kept me alive so far at this level. What is that? Is that part of a ghoul or something? Oh no, it's a toy truck. Don't really need that, but okay. Just keep finding things in this game that I did not notice before. So we are, of course, heading for Goodneighbor. We're taking my favorite route, what I believe is the... flares, huh? I don't really have a use for flares, but okay. We're taking my favorite route, and what I think is the safest route here. Which, you know, ironically takes us through Boston Common, but it's still the safest route. And that's right, these guys were down here. I think I might want to deal with these guys now. I always get very angry for some reason when I see the poor dead Brahmin and hear about the guy who was killed.
Free for the taking.
So I'm keeping an eye on freaks over at Trinity, and this guy comes out of nowhere sprinting down the road. I know he must have seen
Just
me
let me
standing
know.
there from way down the street, but he didn't slow down or even duck into one of the alleys.
Oh, you're not gonna...
The hell? What'd they do to him? The hounds must have ripped him to shreds. By the way, this guy ain't got nothing on him. Like 10 caps and a desk fan? Who carries around a desk fan?
Ah, damn it. Anyway, they didn't do nothing to the guy. I think they were as confused as I was. Get this. The guy was making sounds.
What do you mean? Was he screaming or something?
Not really. It was almost like he was making motorcycle sounds, like he was pretending he was riding one or something. He was even making gear shifting noises and everything.
So what? Did they just let him drive right by?
Yeah, but he didn't just drive by. He reached in his bag, but didn't seem to take anything out. Until he pulled his hand toward his mouth like he was biting something. Then it looked like he threw it into the Trinity lobby.
What the fuck? What was it? What did he throw?
Nothing. I think he was acting like he threw a grenade at him or something. A second or two later, as he drove his bike down the road, he made a loud boom sound, as if the grenade he had just thrown had exploded.
Are you serious? What a fucking whack job. Whoa, whoa! I think this guy's still moving.
So there, of course, is the second story of the strange, delusional man who wanders around making sound effects and baffling the residents. The only reason I did that, out of profile risky for my usual behavior here,
Okay.
is that I wanted you all to be able to hear that other side of the story, since we did catch the other part before going into Hardware Town, and also because I don't like those guys. They killed the poor trader with his Brahmin. I find it offensive. Thomas may be minding his own business most of the time, but it's just that's too much. I cannot abide that sort of behavior. I think we might actually... I know Piper has... Piper, I think we're gonna ask you to change your clothes here real quick. I know Piper has more effective clothes, and we're gonna make them more effective yet. So not perfect, but little more defense for Piper would not hurt, surely. So we're gonna... I think there might be more enemies out this way. I'm gonna kind of go back the way I came. I don't really have a need to clear this zone out of raiders, that's for sure. And there's going to be plenty more hazards between us and Goodneighbor. For one thing, of course, we have to go through the commons again. Not crazy about that, but then again, our route through the commons is relatively, well-trod. We understand it. We've done it before. So I'm not too worried about that, as long as these guys... hold up over here don't bother me. And there's a super mutant, and the question is the super mutant coming down the street? Or is he standing guard outside? I believe this is the aforementioned tower, Trinity Plaza, Trinity Tower that they were talking about. There is a quest in here which results in a companion, Strong. I am not planning on doing that quest anytime soon. There's actually a radio broadcast where That sounds like a Brotherhood.
Area secure.
Yeah, it's Brotherhood. See, I didn't even have to deal with the guy. The Brotherhood's there. That's the beautiful thing about having the Brotherhood in the area. I shouldn't really have to deal with this. The Brotherhood should be doing it for me. But yeah, the quest is neat, but again, it's a killer. It's a killer. For one thing, the boss of the leader of the super mutants in that particular area. Yeah, there you go. There's those mutants up there. Or the mutants. The raiders are detecting me, and I don't even want to try for that frag mine. It's just too dangerous. Not because of the frag mine is dangerous. I won't set it off now, but because I'm afraid of the raiders drawing a bead on me while I'm trying to get it. But in any case, yeah, the leader of the super mutants has a minigun, and he's tough. He's good with the minigun, and even on regular difficulty, he will put you down pretty quickly.
Blue, we're walking right into Boston Commons. People don't come back from here.
And if this were a drinking game, we would surely drink right now. Because once again, we have the warning about Boston Commons. Well, I don't think we're going to go that way. That's the way that puts us closer to the combat zone. I don't want to tangle with the combat zone, but as you can see, Swan doesn't bother us. Swan just does his own thing. As long as Swan does his own thing, I'm going to let him do his own thing. There's Swan's Pond. There we go. We're also not going to do probably the Silver Shroud. Another one which is a super goofy, really in my mind is sort of an old school Fallout goofy quest. But again, super dangerous. Super dangerous. this down here, by the way, we should take a look at. The Prost Bar. And of course, those of you who know this game know this location very well. But those who don't know may recognize the dimensions and general layout of this place if you look around. You might notice the jukebox back there, or the particular layout of the bar. You might notice these two guys sitting at the end. One of whom is wearing a decayed postman's uniform. Interesting, no? The Revolutionary War guy up there near the entrance. The 8 bottle cap still in the register. The bartender and yeah. Oh dear. I want to go where everybody knows my name. I don't recall if there's anything actually of note in here. And of course, yes, how can we forget? There is something of note. Baseball grenades! How about that? How about that? Well, we will happily take some baseball grenades, folks. Let's just make sure that there's no... Yeah, I won't be unlocking that. That's a master lock. So we'll just have to leave that be. We have various baseball accoutrements around this particular desk. And the back room with the pool table, bathroom, etc. So here it is, the quote-unquote Prost Bar. A classic piece of Boston history. So now we have baseball grenades. A little bit of concern about these streets because once in a while you get some sniper spawns or an ambush or a toll up here. And by the way, if I should run into what looks like a toll spawn or when I say toll spawn, of course, what I mean is an encounter where the enemy demands money, or your possessions or something from you. Usually something that you can't afford to part with. I certainly can't afford to part with my money or my equipment right now. Or they'll kill you. Or they demand something else of you in a conversation that you can't easily satisfy, or, if you get the wrong answer, they open fire. Either because they're interrogating you, or you have to pass a charisma check, or, what have you. Those basically mean close quarters combat. It means that someone approaches you, is able to approach you very, very close, and then there's a conversation, and then when the conversation ends, everybody opens fire, and they all shoot at you. And that's a way for instant death in this mode, and that is something I just can't abide. Of course, Piper, like any good NPC, will go marching right in. Huh. Interesting. Usually... There's another one. As she walks right in front of the... Sooner or later, they're going to attack her. For some reason, the ghouls here seem to be really unobservant. Honestly, this is a pretty good place for ghoul hunting.
Hey, something's... I see you!
And once again, we see that Piper can't hit shit like any companion. This is why we typically don't give companions, with the exception of Nick, a few other exceptions, we do not give them weapons that use ammo outside of major critical encounters. Basically,
I can carry something.
more military duct tape. I'm really doing well in this military duct tape. I'm going to be able to ballistic weave just about anything I want when I get to that point. So here we are, the old granary cemetery. But yeah, I mean, when it's a serious combat, you know, a major plot-oriented combat, where I really need their backup, sure, I'll give them some better weaponry, but only in that circumstance. I don't really want a generic 10mm pistol. And what I usually give people is, like, either I will give them an automatic weapon with very, very cheap ammo, like 38 or something like that, or I will give them something with a lot of spread. Oh, sweater vest and slacks. I actually should. Oh, for God's sakes, I really am overloaded. You know, something, a shotgun of some kind. Nick, I don't know. I found that he tends to be a little bit better off, but with his ammo usage and his accuracy, but I actually don't know why I picked up that short hunting rifle. I don't actually need that. I'm not going to give Piper grenades because Piper will use them at the most inopportune times.
Bye.
Yep, not needed. One thing we don't need is a random hunting rifle. Okay, now we are coming up on a fairly dangerous corner. Here we go. There is a super mutant. And this building is also occupied by super mutants, just like the Trinity Tower. So what we're going to want to do is take out that one and then retreat. I was more worried about Piper's stealth than my stealth, but generally don't like taking on those guys with them firing out of their front door. I think what we're going to do actually is leave Piper a feather duster if I needed such a thing. Now we're going to leave Piper over here, where she's not going to get in my way too much.
Got it. Not going anywhere.
And we'll shoot at them if she needs to. And very carefully move my way back over. Luckily nothing seems to ever come down that ramp. So I always thought that would be a real bummer if it did. As you can see, once I get up to about sneak 3, I'm much better off, honestly, sneaking around on my own than with any potential companion. Oh, gee, I'm parched and hungry. You know what's good for that? A noodle cup. I guess I'll eat some mutant hound chops as well, in honor of the super mutant I just killed. I think most of these guys either reside upstairs or in the back. That was a smoker.
What's that? I hear something.
Okay, there's a legendary in there, so we want to be very, very careful of this. If I can draw them down here, I'm not so worried, but the problem is I don't want to go into that building with them. Funny thing is they don't seem to be detecting me. I think they're actually detecting Piper way over there. She's actually so terrible at sneaking. Oh, here we go. Oh, or they're picking up, I think it's possible. Possible that the gunners who are nearby are getting into some conflicts of their own. Greetings. So I'm very okay, there he is. Looks like he was already wounded by someone too. He's been in a tangle. Possibly. There's sometimes some scavengers or something that come around here. Come through the back of the building. They might have already tangled with him before I even got here. Oh boy, he won't give me a clear shot though. Really don't want to go in the building with that guy. It is my preferred way to play. It is definitely my preferred way to play. I am actually playing a permadeath run on survival mode, so close quarters combat is something I definitely try to avoid whenever possible. I'm just a little concerned right now that I'm having that classic temptation, like, oh, he's a legendary, I wonder what he's got.
Someone there.
Yeah, someone is here, buddy. Where are you? Stick your head out, give me a shot. Yeah, I might need a little help drawing him out, let's see. Oh, someone's shooting at someone. Let's get Piper over here. Now, not entirely unexpectedly, as soon as Piper starts moving, they start detecting.
No fight today.
Of course.
And not to make Piper too much of the bait, but she can't die, so all she can do is fall down. See if he detects her and comes on out. Oh, damn it.
What you got for me?
I didn't get her in time. I want her to go over there.
Can do.
As I've had been having some conversations while playing this game, the companions, I mean, their AI is pretty terrible, and a lot of times they get in the way and hurt more than they help. But they are good as distractions. I don't have the heart to use dog meat for it, but the humans I'll definitely. I just can't bring myself to send my dog in as a distraction, but
I hear something.
boy, he's upstairs. Where is he? There, I can see his shadow. Alright, so he's up here. Ah, man, it's gonna be really hard to get a beat on him.
Yeah, must have been nothing.
Really, really tough. Might be able to see him from up here. Really, really.
What's that?
Oh, there he is. Oh, look at that. Did he jump down to the first floor? He did.
Time to die.
Is that it?
And boom. See, it all worked out, Piper. It was just fine. Nothing, no harm came to you. Punishing metal right leg. Well, that's not bad. I'm not sure if I might already have a. And there's some more back here, but I don't want to deal with them right now.
Word. That's a plan.
And again,
Treat for you.
yeah, they come through the back of the building,
Humans.
and it's not good for me. I guess I could go around the building and probably get the drop on them. Now, let me just scout the particular route that I would take here. I don't know if there's a direct route or not. Jump up here. Oops. There we go. There's a way around, I think, but I'm concerned about I'm concerned about them being right around that corner, and I'm concerned about getting meleeed. I'm still low enough level that I'm only 16. And I am still pretty squishy. So I think I'm gonna... You play differently when you're doing a permadeath run, you know? I mean, if I was a regular Fallout run, I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll take the risk. I'll go and see if I get lucky. But when it's once and done, you play differently. You're just like, I'm not gonna take that risk. I'm gonna go bypass that. Another thing that I'm not gonna do probably is deal with these guys anytime soon, although I really want the bobblehead that's in that room, that building. So here's a gunner facility, and I do believe that there is a strength bobblehead in there. I could definitely use that right now because I keep running up against my carry limit. Survival, of course, carry is like super premium. What do we have here? Oh, leather chest piece. You could use that, Piper. You need a little more armor.
Where to?
Make sure my companions stay relatively protected. Alright. And with that, I think we're done out here in the wasteland proper. Sounds like there's something bad going on out there, but we're gonna stay away from it. We're going into Goodneighbor because we're trying to make it through the major part of the plot here. We've killed Kellogg. I killed him last night. Still fairly early on, as I said, only level 16. But we're about to visit the memory den. My goal with this character, again, is stealth build. As soon as I can, I'm going to upgrade my weapons to be silenced.
Hey, hold up there. First time in Goodneighbor? You can't go walking around without insurance.
Unless it's dumb, keep dumb assholes away from me, insurance. I'm not interested.
Now don't be like that. I think you're gonna like what I have on offer. You hand over everything you got in them pockets, or accidents start happening to you. Big, bloody accidents.
Whoa, time out. Someone steps through the gate the first time, they're a guest. You lay off that extortion crap.
What do you care? He ain't one of us.
No love for your mayor, Finn? I said let him go.
You soft, Hancock. You keep letting outsiders walk all over us. One day, there'll be a new mayor.
Come on, man. This is me we're talking about. Let me tell you something. Now, why'd you have to go and say that, huh? Breaking my heart over here. You all right, brother?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks for taking care of it.
Good. Now, don't let this incident taint your view of our little community. Good neighbors of the people, for the people. You feel me? Everyone's welcome.
I feel you.
Good. You stay cool, and you'll be part of the neighborhood. So long as you remember who's in charge.
And there's one of my other favorite NPCs in this game, Hancock. Not sure whether I'll take him as a companion again. Like all companions, like I said, he has the same problems they all do. But as a character, I love the guy. He's a great character. He and Valentine are definitely my two favorites, for sure. I don't think poor old Finn here had much to his name. No, not really. I think that's all there was to it. I do want to pay a visit to old Daisy over here, though.
Oh, new face walks into my store, and you're not even screaming yet. Very polite. You let me know if anything catches your fancy.
I'll take a look, sure.
A little bit of everything.
One of the mods I'm using, of course, for this game, and I am doing a couple mods. Nothing that makes my life particularly easier, just things that make it more interesting. But I am using a mod to silence the protagonist because I don't know, I get a little tired of the protagonist default voice after so many playthroughs. So I'm doing my own thing. I'll speak my own lines. Not always easy, by the way. The game is very specifically timed to to only allow exactly as much time as it needs on the screen for every individual line. So I've had to rush to say some lines and flubbed a few, but hey, it's fun. So it's part of the challenge, actually, of the game. It's been great fun. All right, so that's all I think I'm going to need from her.
Anyone could figure out a good use for it.
So a quick visit to Daisy. I'm not going to visit the armory here just because I'm a little short of caps right now. I'll probably come back and do that later. Most of the good items there tend to be pretty pricey. But I will make a trip back there later. Probably also a trip to the third rail. I love that place. One of the more colorful locations in the game. But right now, we're headed for the memory den.
Well, Mr. Valentine. I thought you had forgotten about little me.
May have walked out of the den, Irma, but I'd never walk out on you.
Amari's downstairs, you big flirt.
All kinds of fun little tidbits here. A gentleman there using the memory pod, which we will actually meet later. We don't know who he is yet. A silver shroud stand up next to a closed door, which of course is relevant to those who do that quest. As I said, I'm probably not doing that quest because it's dangerous and the rewards aren't really worth it, but I have enough danger to deal with in this playthrough.
Dr. Amari?
Yes? I take it this isn't a social call.
You're the one who can extract memories from a brain, right?
Normally, we only allow our clients to experience their own memories. Now, what's this all about?
We need a deep dig, Amari, but it's not gonna be easy. The perp, Kellogg, is already cold on the floor.
Are you two mad? Putting aside the fact that you're asking me to defile a corpse, you don't realize that the memory simulators require intact, living brains to function.
Please, Nick told me you're the only one who can make this work.
This dead brain had inside knowledge of the Institute, Amari. The biggest scientific secret of the Commonwealth. You need this, and so do we.
Fine. I'll take a look. But no guarantees. Do you have it with you?
Here, this is what I could find.
What's this? This isn't a brain. This is... Wait. That's the hippocampus. And this thing attached to it? A neural interface?
Those circuits look awfully familiar.
I'm not surprised. From what I've seen, all Institute technology has a similar architecture.
So, Nick is an older model synth. Is he compatible?
That's exactly what I was thinking. If we are lucky, it should hook right in. But even if this works, Mr. Valentine would be taking on a tremendous amount of risk. We're talking about wiring something to his brain.
Don't worry about me, Amari. Let's do it.
I appreciate this,
You
Nick.
can thank me when we've found your son. All right, let's do this.
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Valentine, just sit down.
If I start cackling like an old grizzled mercenary, pull me out, okay?
Let's see here. I need you to keep talking to me, Mr. Valentine. Any slight change in your cognitive functions could be dire. Are you feeling any different?
There's a lot of flashes. Static. I can't make sense of any of it, Doc.
That's what I was afraid of. The mnemonic impressions are encoded. It appears the Institute has one last failsafe. There's a lock on the memories in the implant.
There has to be a way past this, Doctor.
The encryption is too strong for a single mind. But what if we use two? We load both you and Mr. Valentine into the memory loungers. Run your cognitive functions in parallel. He'll act as a host, while your consciousness drives through whatever memories we can find.
All right, let's get started.
Just sit down over there, and keep your fingers crossed.
See you on the other side.
Sure thing, Nick. Well, we're about to embark on one of the more interesting little mini quests in this game. I'm actually going to take a brief break, pause here for refreshments, and then we will continue with our journey into the mind of Kellogg. This, of course, is Old Tom Gin. This is my playthrough of Fallout 4 Survival Mode, my Permadeath run. We'll be back in just a few minutes.